What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of The Dig, a series dedicated to helping you improve profitability on your farm.
And today's episode is all about wheat.
Then pump the brakes, chill out.
Calm down a little bit.
We haven't even introduced ourselves yet. We'll get to the wheat in just a minute, I promise. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Colin.
And I'm Ben.
Let's dig in.
Well, like Ben so hastily said, today's episode is all about wheat.
You know, they always say you should eat your Wheaties, you know?
No, wheat, not Wheaties.
Oh, wheat, I got you.
Yes. It's no secret that prices are up, making it much more appealing to plant. In fact, when you look at the June report of Purdue's Ag Economy Barometer, participants said that they plan to increase wheat production this coming year. Of the growers that planted wheat last year, 24% said they plan to increase acres from 2021, and 14% of growers who didn't even plant any wheat last year have intentions of planting some in 2022.
So because of that increased interest, we feel that it's perfect time to talk about things that we have tested in PFR and that you can maximize yields on your own crop. Not only is it a perfect time, but we have the perfect person on set to talk wheat with us today.
Oh shucks, you're making me blush. In all seriousness, wheat is gaining more attention, just like you guys said, and the commodity prices are a big driver of that. I would also like to add that wheat has other advantages, like having season-long cover on your field similar to a cover crop. The potential for 2 cash crops growing in one season if we can get double crop beans planted in a timely manner. Other things may be like applications of manure if we have livestock, maybe installing tile drainage, or other fall tillage or dirt work that needs to be done to our fields.
All right, I know you work with a lot of successful wheat growers, Ben. What makes them stand out above others? What are the things that they're doing right that maybe some others aren't?
I wish I could tell you there was a secret recipe for guaranteed success, but unfortunately, there is not. However, there are practices you can follow as a grower to maximize your yield potential on wheat. Many of those things that I see guys doing right are the same things that we have identified in our PFR studies.
Like split nitrogen application?
Yep, that's a great place to start our conversation.
We've done a lot of testing here in PFR comparing a single UAN application to a split application. And 6 years of data tells us that splitting those applications averages an almost 3 bushel an acre better than the single application. We had a very similar results when splitting urea applications as well, netting us a 3.5 bushel advantage over a single application.
Crushed it.
Is that better for you there,
Crushed
Sunshine?
it.
All right, roll on.
That's a pretty decent chunk of change when we look at today's commodity prices. Ben, what about fungicide on wheat?
Our PFR data shows that wheat has a great response to fungicide as long as we get our timing right. Multiple fungicides have been PFR proven at Feeks 10.5.1 as an application of fungicide at that timing helps ensure success on preventing yield loss from diseases like fusarium head blight, or better known as head scab.
When you're out there making that fungicide pass, be sure to throw an insecticide in there with it. As we've mentioned in the past, there is a synergistic effect when we combine those two. And you know, an insecticide can be added in for pretty cheap.
Ben, what about seeding rates on wheat?
I'm gonna give you my best agronomic answer on this one. It depends. But in all seriousness, population is a huge driver when planting wheat. Our PFR data will show that we can limit our planting population to help promote tillering. But the one thing that we need to keep in mind when limiting our planting population is we never know how much tillering we're gonna get in the fall and winter time. So one thing that we can always do is maybe increase our planting population so we can get as many main stems out there, and then we don't have to count on Mother Nature.
All right, Ben, you know, I really hate to cut you short talking about wheat, but we do try to follow a little bit of a limit on time here for these videos. So, you know, what's one last thing that growers really should be thinking about next year on their wheat crop?
In our PFR trials, the use of a PGR, or a plant growth regulator, has shown an average return of over 6 bushel per acre. And most growers I work with in Southern Illinois are using them as well. The reason behind those kinds of yield gains is we're preventing lodging, which helps keep that plant upright so we can take up things like water and nutrients all season long. Other things that we can keep in mind when making a sprayer application on our wheat crop is things like sugar. We've tested sugar in our PFR trials and we've seen about a bushel gain. Something that we can throw in the tank, but definitely don't make just a single application for sugar.
Ben, thanks for making the drive over and joining us today. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions about wheat, don't hesitate to reach out to Ben or your local Beck's representative. They would be glad to help.
I also want to point out that everything we talked about today, along with a few more studies, can be found in our 2021 PFR Wheat Book. Thanks for watching, everyone.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
We'll see you on the next episode of
The Dig.
We dug that one.
No, you need to trim your nose hairs. Good
know.
Lord. Good night, son. Well, I guess we'll try to do this again tomorrow.
Better luck next year. And the last one, Zach definitely could have just like cut to Colin on the intro, but no, he has both of us, and I'm looking at Colin like. You think we got enough funny stuff?